Questions are incredibly powerful tools for information, and most people might not realize just how powerful they are. I use questions in 8 different ways. Most people use questions in 2 obvious ways. The first one is seek information. What's the weather like? The second one is instruct others. Can you please do this? Which is interesting because when you think about it, this is how we kind of already interact with the generative AI tools that we play with today. 2 sorts of questions. But as Caroline said, we can play deeper with these tools and really reimagine the world of work. So most people, going back to the first one, seek information, what I find is that most people use what I call $2 questions. There's those low-value questions that actually, sometimes if you're really under pressure and someone asks you a $2 question, you might feel a bit, this is a waste of my time, right? So I'd like you to challenge yourselves and come up with elevated thinking, elevated questions, or as I like to call it, one big question. So what I'd like you to do now at your tables is discuss amongst yourselves and pair up with a person. And for those of you who have odd number tables, you might want to get into a bit of a menage a trois situation. Yep, I'm going there. It's the last session of the day. So so discuss amongst yourselves. And what I'd like you to do is come up with one big question. And that question is, you're going to take that question back to your organization on Monday. Wait, maybe Thursday. I've forgotten what day it is. And then, you're going to use the information you learned today, one little aspect of the information that you learned today, to answer that question. So discuss amongst yourselves right now. I'll give you a couple of minutes and come up with one big question. I'll give you 2 minutes. Go. Who heard a really interesting question? Anyone heard a really interesting question? Raise your hand. Yep. Okay, cool. What does AI look like at their company? That's a really good question. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else? Up the back. Just yell it out. Anyone? Yes. How do we actually move the dial for organizations and DEI? Now that is definitely not a $2 question. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else? Just yell it out. It's that time of day. Let's go.
How can AI be the next member of our team?
Oh, that's beautiful. How can AI be the next member of their team? That's a beautiful, definitely not a $2 question here. One more. Yell it out.
What is our preferred future?
What is our preferred future? Oh, fantastic. I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you all out for playing. So when you go back to your workplaces, please take your one big question, discuss it with your team, and really implement it using the information you learned today. And that is the power of questions. So let's move on to the main event.